videos for entertainment and educational purposes only. So I'm just gonna call this banking part 2. And what happened, I went to the store and I got some snacks. I literally went for a bag of chips, specific kind, the Doritos like purple bag, but they don't sell that kind at the store that I went to. Anyway, that phone call definitely had an effect on my vibration. And I think it was amplified with, again, you know, the whole we're electricity, our spirits are electricity and our souls are magnetism. I do believe, sorry, I'm crinkling the bar seat, that when those calls, when I experience those calls and when I see those numbers continuously, my magnetism, it's like a magnet. I'm being pulled to those frequencies and numbers after experiencing them, you know, during that, for today specifically, that phone call. So after I went shopping and I got, you know, all of 4 things, I ended up heading back to my car, but I saw that there was this person in the store that was walking, you know, close to me, keeping an eye on me, and after I left, he was looking at me and then rushed onto his phone, and he ended up getting on his phone, and then when I got to my car, you know, right before I got to my car, he was, like I said, on his phone, and right before I got to my car, I checked my phone, and my Wi-Fi got turned on, and then I left and I was gonna go see the sunset, and there was this person driving behind me, and honestly I thought they were a police officer based off of the get up. I think it was a program, because I turned, no one was there. After 10 seconds, not even 10, 5 seconds, someone was randomly there, like riding my behind, and they were in this bright yellowish green jacket. So I turned into where my brother lived and then went a different way, and I saw like the very end of the sunset, but I didn't, you know, sit like I normally do and watch it. I went to go shopping later because I was watching the sun earlier, during like 2 different points of the day. But man, like I haven't found information on this, but I am tracking how my body feels and then what happens afterwards. So I do suspect that all these people have access to whatever that thing is when my Wi-Fi gets turned on. Because it's not a coincidence I'm seeing you watching me, and then I'm seeing you hustling to turn on your phone, do whatever, and then my Wi-Fi gets turned on. When I turned it off when I was in the store, it was off while I was shopping, along with my Bluetooth and my data, as y'all know, and then it got turned on after I see this man that's been watching me hustling to do the thing. And I feel like since I turned it off and that wasn't enough, that program got placed right behind my vehicle. And, you know, they did get my energy. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to get pulled over. And then I just had to keep telling myself, Ryan, if you do, ask him for his surety bond number after taking deep breaths and letting him say his spiel. But I turned into my brother's apartment just because I felt, you know, it put me more at ease. If it did happen, it happened like right there. But then that didn't happen, and then I went to see the sunset for a little bit, and, you know, all my stuff was off, you know, data, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. But yeah, I ended up driving back, and I got here right at 8 on the clock on my little dashboard in this little Kia Seltos. 8:16. There is definitely some relationship, and right before I turned into the neighborhood, there was somebody that did a diagonal on a bike, you know? Everything in this matrix is organized and planned to keep us not only asleep, but to make sure that we are vibrating on a certain frequency, so we're not vibrating too high. No one told me to feel what I felt. on that phone call. It's the effect of those numbers, though, and then the added reality of what I experienced in the astrals prior in relation to my bank that made me feel uneasy. But then, they did whatever they could to keep me there or have it grow a little bit. And like I said, there's definitely some type of relationship between those numbers and my magnetism, my soul, which is a big magnet. Once I see them, once I hear them, and I believe I am more likely to be pulled to those frequencies, since all of that is electricity. When it comes to the numbers on phone, dashboard in a car, computer, random clock, stove, microwave, oven, etc. All electricity. So I do believe there is some relationship to get the impulse and subconscious more likely to be veering towards those frequencies. Yeah, and then I got here right at that time. That's not a coincidence. And then when I parked where I was gonna go watch the sunset, but then I started slowing down because of that program behind me that, looked like a bike cop, because he was on a little moped. It was right at, 8:06. So I don't think I left at that weird time frame when I was leaving the grocery store, and I turned my Wi-Fi off. So they were like, "Oh, we gotta keep him in this energy frequency, or do what we can to keep that magnetism being pulled to this frequency." And then that little program got input behind me, and that's affected how I was driving, which affected the time. So I got there later than what I would have had that not happened, and it was right at 8:06. And then me deciding, after watching it for a little bit, coming back here, when I parked, 8:16. And then there was that person that did the diagonal before as I was turning into the neighborhood, not the street, but the neighborhood area. Whew. So just giving an update on all of it. I'm just gonna leave this in the ether, and yeah, I want to send peace, courage, protection, and divine cosmic love to every single 9 ether being who is on their journey of remembering their divinity and remembering who they are. So now again, I just got out of my vehicle because there was 3 people on a bike coming my way, and 1 was gonna be on the right side and 2 on the left, and I'd be trapped. So then I started walking away and walked to the left of them just right now, and I didn't get in between those people. And I know it was something now because there was 1 woman and 2 men, and the woman started going further to my left, so I would be in between, trapped in between them. So yeah, it's all just one big game of shifting our vibration and doing whatever they can to keep us in a certain frequency. I'm gonna end this here and say, now, I know I was about to, but I said what I needed to say. Peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai.